Hi everyone. My name is Michael Coughlan. I'm working with the Building Estates Office in Cork Institute of Technology, so it's delighted to be here. Thanks to Susan and the Topaz team and CIT to invite me up. It's great to get out. So it's great to be in Dublin. So, are up and down, Alan, is it? Yeah, okay. Okay, so CIT, I don't know, I recognize a lot of you, so a lot of you will probably know CIT, but basically we're made up of 4 campuses, Bishopstown, which is the main campus, Crawford College of Art and Design, which is city centre, Cork School of Music, which is city centre, and the National Maritime College of Ireland, which is down the Lower Harbour in Ringaskiddy. The rest is just, you can read it for yourselves. I'd like to throw in there that we are Institute of the Year for 2016, so we must be good at something, I don't know. Okay, so moving on, quick layout. You saw a kind of photograph layout earlier on, but that's roughly it. I know we were kind of looking at a few different buildings for the Topaz project. I think the team were kind of aiming at the Melbourne, which is the bottom right building, which we acquired in 2009. It's a mishmash of a lot of mechanical and electrical systems, probably, not talking to each other, and a lot of it, and it's a high user. And it's definitely an area where we'd love to get in and kind of see exactly what's happening to actually make some serious energy savings. Okay, main campus, as we said, located in Bishopstown, 93 acres, 5 km from Cork City. You can see your figures there for annual electricity and thermal, including oil there, so it's gas and oil. Those figures do include the 4 campuses, so it's not the breakdown of Bishopstown on its own. Okay, challenges. Okay, so the SI 426, that was a recent one. We know basically we have to decide: do we go down the audit route? Do we, or do we go down the ISO 5001 route? We'll talk a bit more about that with Dave in a minute, but we basically have decided to go down the ISO route. Jim mentioned earlier on about from the SEI, where public sector, we have to improve our energy efficiency by 33% by 2020. We're signed up for that. Very challenging in educational environment. Okay, changing physical environment. So basically, when you look at the CIT, I suppose we'd like to get the message out there that look at us being a live test bed, and obviously, from a building estates point of view, we're busy kind of maintaining, keeping the buildings going, and keeping students and lecturers as happy as possible, if that is possible. And any chance we can get in with research people, it's well, to be honest, we know that the kickback is that there's usually funding from Europe or something, and hopefully we might have a small say in where which direction that funding might go. But we're working well as partners internally. Okay, so. Just to read down through the challenges, we have a large asset base, priority on operation, maintenance rather than efficiency. Okay, that is a challenge. I mean, I'm not going to start whinging public sector stuff, but we have limited resources. We have a big site. We have a lot of people to keep happy. We have a lot of customers. So, we basically have to keep the place going first. That would be our priority. After that, then, we try and get involved as much project work as possible on the energy efficiency side. Ongoing resource management, okay, that kind of covered that. Ongoing financing of standard. Okay, so we've lots of projects. I know our SEI mentor Paul is here, and Paul is always chasing me for money figures. What are we investing year in, year out? Basically, we have projects, and it's we can't commit to the projects due to funding, financing. We're kind of knocking them off one by one. We reprioritize, and we're getting through them. Okay, time management between energy deadlines and normal operation facilities management. We kind of covered that. Basically, there are 2 ends of the seesaw, if you like, and we're trying to balance it and, keep everyone happy, as we said. But, 2020 is coming fast on us, so the focus is kind of shifting in the last couple of years towards the energy side of it, as in it's a bit level pegging now with operational. Okay, when maintaining momentum and motivation of staff. That obviously doesn't include myself and the Topaz team, and but especially like something like awareness programs and things like that. Obviously, you big effort, everyone, big song, dance, big launch, and we're up here, and all of a sudden 3 weeks later it's gone flat again, and you notice the energy, the baselines are kind of the gains we were making seem to be disappearing. So like that is a big challenge. A structured system is the best opportunity for CIT to meet its energy performance targets. That's okay. So CIT Energy Partners. Okay, we're obviously in the public sector program. We're partners with the SEI, and we've basically following their chat a bit more about that. Their energy roadmap, which is now being changed over to the ISO 50001 route, but we've only literally applied for it. The SEI running a workshop starting off in March, and this is the second program, so we're kind of signed up for that. Office of Public Works. Basically I was at an SEI meeting one time, and somebody said they got money off the OPW. So the OPW have another program, the Optimizing Powered Work program. So they came on board and basically helped us out. I'll discuss that a bit more when we go on to the sub-metering side of it as well in a minute. I see Frank from Resourcecraft. I mean, he's well behind that project. So from other partners, I probably mentioned Frank, from Resourcecraft. I see Cyrus have a couple of people here from our building management side and things like that. So, partners, even though you're not mentioned here, you're well respected and loved, as they say. Okay. Okay, so the SEI, the 5 pillars from the roadmap, which we signed up to in 2012, commit, identify, plan, and implement, and then review. I think we all know that one. Just very fast slides there, just the commitment side, our president signing the safety policy, and that was with the kickoff. First of all, we signed up as partners with the SEI, and then started off the roadmap. And one of the first things is get your energy environmental policy on the road. So that was the launch there. We then brought the policy out to everyone, staff, students, all around, set up stands in various buildings, facilities across all the campi, and obviously got posters made up with the policy in the middle, and Rob straight from Intel, which and I saw people's IBM signing on the wall there, whatever policy they were signing up to or something. Much the same idea. So get the students, and then we use these as posters for future awareness and things like that. So that worked well. We had prizes on the day, all the usual stuff, so sign up and get a free cup of coffee, and then, winner gets an iPad or something at the end of it. Okay, so we had our Energy Awareness Day as part of the SEI roadmap. I think it was step 14 or 15, can't remember, but basically it was awareness, bring awareness to the staff and students and all the rest. We had a nice launch, it was very successful, we were delighted with it, great input from staff and students. You can see the Topaz team down the left there. Anyone with a green jacket is on our energy team, so it was good, and at least people were aware, and they know we were starting something. So now we can go after them, basically, Okay, so that's the roadmap as we discussed. We just had a look at that. That's basically the slide I was chatting about earlier, SI 426. We have decided to go down to 50,001 and kicking off fairly soon. Okay, so MNV. Okay, just obviously the whole thing is, from even before, we were fairly conscientious from about 2006 on, just to say we were spending a fortune in energy, and if we can make savings, we can then probably reinvest that money in much wiser places. So the first thing was where are we now type thing, get our baselines and all the rest of it. So we invested in a sub-metering system, went out for tender. That system, worked well for a while, but what we're doing is getting, maybe tons of raw data back, and it took us a while to sort that out. Went out for tender again, about 2013, Frank, was it? Yeah, 12, yeah. So Resourcecraft won the second one, and basically, to be honest, much more friendly user system. Everything's much handier to press of a button to get reporting and all the rest of it. So that was kind of what we looked at there. So we had about 6% of the campus done from 2008 to 2014. When we partnered up with the OPW, they came in and basically finished off the rest of the campus for us. With improved data loggers, one of the big issues we had with the old system was that if IT went down or we lost connectivity or whatever, that we were basically on our own. We lost those few days or weeks or whatever of data. Now we have data loggers, that'll basically save up to about a month's data. So it gives us kind of takes the panic out of it when we hear that something gone wrong. Okay, that is our hierarchy for sub-metering at the moment. That is just the Bishopstown campus. All the other buildings, Ringaskiddy, CSM, they're public partnership programs. There's there's facilities companies in running those buildings. Crawford, we'd like to bring Crawford in on this next, and maybe Blackrock Castle, we didn't mention that, but it's an observatory centre. We'd like to bring those ones in on the sub-metering as well, which is probably the next phase. But look, we're in a very healthy position as far as sub-metering is concerned. Just roughly the breakdown between Bishopstown and the other main facilities, as in NMCI, Ringaskiddy, CSM, Melbourne, CCAD, BOC. I should probably include Melbourne as part of Bishopstown, and it's all one. But as you can see, Bishopstown, looking Melbourne was the green one there, so it's about 10%. And Bishopstown outside Melbourne is 57%, and that's electrical breakdown. Just to give you an idea, roughly not a million miles away on the gas, just on breakdown between our main facilities. This is just a snapshot that we took for January, but if you're looking at the Melbourne building, where is the Melbourne building? For January, electricity is 16%, so the bottom of the screen is just 6 o'clock there type thing. The rest of it is just broken down, just give you a nice spread with, with the sub-metering system and all that. So gas, Melbourne skid, roughly at about 11 o'clock, Melbourne 8%. Total usage of the main, Bishopstown site. And that's just for January 16. Okay, so we're carrying out our energy audits for, how many time? Am I okay? Okay, so look, we're carrying out energy audits as much facilities as possible. We're now focusing on the Melbourne building, and I know we talked about, the difference between kind of predicted load and what the building is actually using. It's a big question for us. I mean, that's where the fat is, if you like. That's where we make our energy savings. We're very crude. That's why I'm so interested in Topaz. We literally have an Excel spreadsheet. We have students going around taking, more or less energy auditing every room. Each room is broken down into this sheet, say. We have operational hours. We have what the wattage is of everything that's using power in the room. And we get our total for what that room uses in an hour, week, whatever. So the whole, this is the long-term plan anyway, until Topaz, because I'm hoping this will remove a lot of this headache from us. But, once we basically have, we have what the building should use with the normal operating hours for that building. We have all the pieced equipment, including plant rooms, everything else listed. So we get total kilowatts. And then we go back to ResourceCraft and we look at what the actual energy is. So difference between the two shows us that, which is quite sizable. I think a couple of buildings we've done so far averaging about 122 kilowatts an hour difference. But it's quite sizable. It's nice savings. So that's where we're trying to target. Now, the challenges there are nothing stays the same. Buildings have different venues, events, things like that. Somebody gets rid of their monitor and they come in with a big Apple Mac thing, or which is half the size of the room or something. So things are changing all the time. So how do you combat that? So very quickly, what we're thinking of is maybe, have this designed just as it is there, say with one room, have it as an awareness thing inside the room. With a pop-up, basically that if somebody changes their PC and gets a different model, if somebody brings in a portable heater, if somebody does any difference, any changes, that they'll, basically contact us with their spreadsheet or something, give us the room number and tell us what the change is. We make the change. We send somebody down, replace their, pop out their old one, put in their new one type thing. A lot of work. That's where I'm hoping Topaz will solve all these problems for us or whatever. So, we'll be here a long time. But I mean, that's nirvana. That's where we need to be. Okay, advantages Topaz for CIT energy audits collated manually, move towards automation, proper quantitative analysis of predicted versus actual energy consumption, help to achieve challenging targets at 2020 and beyond. I know 2030 is obviously been talked about already, and we're just waiting on what their targets for that are going to be in the next few months. Software tools to help reduce administrative tasks. So, and that would be it. So thank you very much, and if there's any questions, I'll take them. And if not, I'll get Dave up. Yeah. Right, sound.